going back to those old PS2 games, have you ever like had one PS2 game that you always fall back to? Like you go home, right? Yeah, as a kid, right? You come home from half of school. You go to your room or wherever you have your PS2. Right. What's the first game that you like pop in that comes to mind?
Twisted Metal Black.
When I was a kid, it was probably.
I want to play that. I want to play that game. I never played it in the PS2.
When I was a kid, it was probably Kingdom Hearts or Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Really?
Yeah, those were the games that I played most when I was a kid. I really don't know why. I mean, like I liked Kingdom Hearts when I was younger. Now that I'm older, it's not really quite as
as fun
as it's. As I've gotten older,
right,
I've started to realize how what's the word? How whack the story is.
Would you say cringy almost?
It gets pretty cringy because it's like
cringy.
It's like the darkness, Sora.
It's
okay. I see
our
it.
hearts. We got to use the power of friendship in our hearts, Sora.
and your literal whole art like is this game's awesome. But like I used to play American Wasteland, Tony Hawk. All the Tony Hawk games I played.
That was good.
American Wasteland, Underground 2. Like that was my favorite games. Yeah, like those Tony Hawk games were the best. I played the living out of those games.
the living. You played the living out of it.
The living crap out of those games, and I enjoyed those thoroughly.
I remember I actually used to play Matt Hoffman's BMX a lot.
I've never played
which
that.
is weird. I don't think it's particularly great, but I did enjoy it when I was younger. I did play Tony Hawk, mostly the underground games.
Do you remember the Razor Scooter games?
Which one?
The Razor games that came out purely just to like just to franchise the Razor Scooter?
No.
I've never seen the Razor Scooter games at all.
Very short-lived.
I do remember the Burger King when they have their own games for the Xbox.
Sneak King was the game. That looked really fun, but I never got to play it.
Is it the one with the go-karts one?
I think that was the racing one. Was a racing one.
That one, and
the
then
menu screen. It was weird because it was the Burger King like coming out of different areas. You know?
Yeah.
It was whack.
And that really one, weird. And I remember playing or seeing SSX snowboarding. I don't remember if you know that one.
I remember the name, but
it was just some snowboarding game. Like I used to play a lot.
Was it like a sexy snowboarding game?
No, it wasn't sexy. No, I'm sorry. It's not sex snowboarding.
Not like the what was the BMX game that was like you had to take prostitutes to their destination on a bike?
What?
It was like a taxi game like that, but you were on a bike.
It was
like BMX Stream or something.
Is it like Crazy Taxi with bikes?
It was like Crazy Taxi with bikes, except bad. Like just bad. And I sort of want to play it now as an adult just to say I've done it. Yeah,
I'm looking at it now. So go.
Okay, well, while Arnold looks, you're listening to episode 18 of the Heycast, 19 of the Heycast.
19.
Yeah, this is episode 19 of the Heycast, the #1 gaming podcast in our hearts.
It's our hearts.
Yeah, I said 18 because I still have 18 inside the podcast notes.
Boo!
But that's 19 because I forgot to update that.
Oh yeah, it's BMX XXX.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
BMX XXX. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
I like how you change it now. It doesn't even matter anymore.
It doesn't matter now in the notes, but hey, we have it, so it's cool.
Sure. Okay. So we've done a lot over this past week. I think
this week there's been more because now Demothy doesn't work at Best Buy.
So I don't have to work so much, so I have more time to actually do stuff.
Actually touch yourself.
My God. Still too early for that.
I didn't say anything like
that's true. He didn't.
It's not a curse word, but it's still dirty.
But no, you're making it dirty. I couldn't do anything what I wanted
I'm just
to say.
like doing this.
Yeah,
I need more time. I need more time to do this.
You gotta do your own thing. Get your sick mind.
But yeah, I've had more time to actually play stuff, and then we went to go see a movie, which we'll also talk about as like a group. Are we gonna do a spoiler cast for it?
We'll give a spoiler warning.
We'll do like a small spoiler cast for Alita Battle Angel because that's what we saw. Spoilers.
Battle Angel Alita, the manga.
Okay, so there's also the Guy game for PS2.
Oh my God,
dude! I have never heard of this game.
Wait, what?
The Guy game.
The Guy game.
Yeah, there it is.
So for those who don't know, The guy game was just a way to get pornography on a video game, but you really had to earn it. And it was really hard to earn what was essentially maybe 4 or 5 seconds of flashing. So imagine watching Girls Gone Wild with, obviously the full thing, but only about 5 seconds. And they need to play a bunch of mini games.
Right.
And then after maybe 30 minutes, you got some more titties.
Oh my gosh.
Is that it? What a waste. Yeah, that was the whole game.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to play it later in life, and it was like, this is just bad. Like, it's not worth it.
Kids, how have I never heard of this?
I've never heard of this. Yeah.
How have I never heard of this?
It's
That's
so bad.
It's probably because like when we were younger, like we never actually like heard of those like sexualized games.
I guess
because it's like it never hit the shelves. I've never seen or anyone own this game before. So like,
but it's not like we weren't looking at sexualized stuff when we were younger. Because when I was younger, I was on like E-Bombs World and Newgrounds and all that stuff. And
I was playing Newgrounds.
I was playing like those porn games on there.
Wow.
So like it's just still kind of weird that I didn't really know about this stuff back then.
We didn't fully know how to use the internet, So
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so. What's our weeks looking like? What did we do this week besides watch Alita Battle Angel? I mean, me and Giacomo were the only ones that saw it. You didn't see it. So I guess we can't really do a spoiler cast.
We
for it.
totally can.
I don't really care.
He's just gonna have to deal with it.
Okay. I don't really care about Alita. That movie, I can't fucking say that word.
I'm not saying you couldn't find it illegally on the internet or anything, but
no,
you shouldn't do that.
But I don't care personally. It's because I'm not too interested of the movie at all.
That's fair.
I still had fun with the movie despite the writing not being great.
It was written cinematic, but it had like as if you're watching an anime.
They wrote the action real well. They wrote the action.
They really did.
So Giacomo, you want to get started then?
Yes, absolutely. So this week, what we decided to do this is a different group of friends since I paint a bunch. We're trying to paint as much as we can for an upcoming tournament.
Sure.
So now we're just trying to dish out paints. So I've been buying paints again, brushes and everything. That was the first part of my week. And then I picked up all this new gear that I've been playing with for it. And that's taken like a majority of my time. I still don't have Spencer's PS4 yet, even though I should be getting it tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun. I've been watching things for Anthem. Anthem still is looking good to me. To me, disclaimers. I have not touched my Switch at all, even though I have a bunch of games I haven't beaten right now.
Surprising.
I know, right?
I've been playing a lot of I just got Pokemon Eevee.
How's that?
It's fun. I like it. It's like, even though it's like Pokemon Red, but you can still like traverse and relive like the old, game.
Right.
It's just, I personally enjoy it because you have Eevee, have all the Pokemons you caught in the Pokemon Go, which I don't have. Right. I'm just using our friend Tanner's Pokemon Go account, so I can just leech off of him. That's it. So, but I thoroughly enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, and on top of that, I still do want to get Let's Go Eevee, but I don't want to pay full price for Let's Go Eevee.
No, I don't think it's worth it.
It's not going to drop, dude. It's not going to drop.
No, I know. I understand that it's a Nintendo game, but still, I don't want to pay a full I don't want to pay for a full price game for what is essentially not really like I feel like it's not really like a full Pokemon game.
It's definitely not a full game. When I looked at it, I thought, is this going to be the direction they're going for? Totally not. This is just sort of the in-between while they wait to release the actual Pokemon game. It definitely feels more
like a filler game.
Yes.
My main issue with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is Pokemon encounters isn't really like a Pokemon battle. You just throw a Pokeball like in Pokemon Go. Yeah. And the only real battles are against
the trainers.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. This is the game I really wanted to play. Because I really hate like looking for like going through the grass and then a Pokemon appears.
You don't like the grind.
Yeah, and like I don't. I do and I don't. Like for the sake of the reason, because if you're low on Pokemon, you have no potions, you have no way of getting out of there.
Sure,
you're fucked. So then you got to start from the beginning and go through the cave again, right? And but in Eevee, that you can actually avoid and heal your Pokemon.
That is the one nice. So that is the one nice thing about it. But imagine what I would like is to be able to see the Pokemon in the grass. But you can avoid them and everything. But when you encounter them, it is still an actual Pokemon battle.
Then that makes sense.
That's what I want, because I think it's super weird to encounter a Pokemon and then just have just throw a Pokeball.
It's weird because like when I first got my first encounter, I thought I was like, oh, I'm gonna start battling this character or this Pokemon. I'm gonna do damage to it, but I just throw a Pokemon, and like the way like you encounter it too is like you're there. Or I mean, the Pokemon's there, the ball's there, and you kind of and then you hit to throw your Pokeball. Yeah, there you go. Throw the Pokeball. And why'd you give me this?
Because you just do this in the game. That's the whole. I watched my brother-in-law play it. He'll sit down on his in his couch, just that's the whole game.
Right.
Yeah, and but like also like when like do the trainer battles.
Right.
When you win like the money and also some more Pokeballs. So like, right, I haven't reached to like my third city yet. I already have like 150 Pokeballs and like 20
a lot of Pokeballs
and 20 like Great Balls already. Right. So like it's like, bitch,
that's too low.
But yeah, so
that's too high.
Find the in between.
Yeah, find the in between.
Okay. You know what? Just fucking deal with it. Just deal with it.
I want to be able to hear you, Arnold.
Do you want to hear me now?
There we go. Yeah, no, just do that the whole podcast. Just do that the whole podcast.
Microphone,
right?
But I enjoy the game. It's fun. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that was mostly my week. What else? Apex Legends looks good.
But you haven't actually played it.
Still haven't played it yet because I'm still waiting to get it. I just don't want to build a PC. It's just so much more expensive right now in like the right now. Because it would be about like, let's say $1,200.
Yeah.
To building all the parts that I'd want versus $150 for a PlayStation 4. Significantly cheaper.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's my whole thought process on that.
Okay.
And then we saw the movie together. That was fun.
Yeah.
Everything else in the theater is kind of whatever.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we think of Alita Battle Angel a little bit later.
Because I want to talk about that in the popcorn.
Wait, what?
I'll tell you when we're there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, how about you, Arnold? How was your week?
You know, I've been working a lot, but I've been playing a lot of Tekken 7. But recently, like I'm this wall.
Arnold's been tilting.
I've been tilting super hard, mega hard.
Right.
Like it's and like I've never gotten this tilted before.
Right.
Like Street Fighter, like I've gotten this little plateau, hit a wall, and like overcome it.
Sure.
But this is the game that I cannot fully wrap my head around. Like I get the mechanics of the game. It's different. The game's different. It's a 3D game.
It's a 3D fighter. Frame data works very differently in Tekken compared to Street Fighter.
And it's like. And I'm playing Josie. I'm maining Josie for the time being until Julie comes out, which she's coming on the 28th with Negan.
Julie looks good.
I like her. She's fun. Yeah. She's JC from Tekken 7 or 6. Sorry. But like I cannot for the life of me understand how other players play online.
What do you mean?
Like there's certain situations I could be Korean backdashing out of like a combo.
Right.
And for some reason I'll get hit. But I'm blocking low and blocking high at the same time, but I still get hit. Or it's like unnecessary shit.
Yeah, the point of the Korean backdash is to be able to backdash faster and also be blocking as you're backdashing.
Yeah.
There is still a small gap, but the gap is so small that typically you wouldn't get hit out of a Korean backdash. It's that small box that infuriates me. And the thing is, you're playing on a hitbox too, and the way the Korean backdash works on a hitbox is it's way tighter.
Yeah,
it's way tighter than on a stick or on a controller.
Yeah.
So to think that you would get hit out of a Korean backdash so often it would be really odd.
And that's what like pisses me off. Like and the situations that I get put in, like I've been labbing how to wake up the situations with each character.
Right.
I literally picked every character and know how to get out of it. But with Josie, for some reason, I can't get out. I really can't get out. And it's like
you're only having this issue with Josie?
With Josie. And with Brian, with Devil Jin, Heihachi, with Dragunov, like I'm okay.
Well, the other thing is your hurt box is different as a female character.
I think that's what I don't understand, or that's where I'm getting at.
Yeah,
it's her hurt box is very small.
Female characters have a different hurt box than male characters. Tekken is a weird example where all the characters, like their hitboxes and hurt boxes are. Aside from like hurt boxes and hitboxes when you're extending during moves, typically in Street Fighter, all the characters, it's so weird because combos work differently in Tekken between different characters, whereas in Street Fighter, a combo that works on one character will work on every character with the exception of really odd characters like Abigail, right? So Tekken, it's more noticeable the difference between.
Yeah, I think that's what's like tilting me the most is Josie's hurt box, because like I could be whip punishing a move. I could be whip punishing Brian's 4-3.
Right.
His launch, his forward step, and I could whip punish with down forward 2, and I still get hit after his 1.
But the thing is, if your hurt box is smaller, wouldn't you get hit less?
I don't know if it's either it's just me that's like he's placing these moves incorrectly.
Yeah.
Or I suck at the game. I'm right at the moment, I'm convincing myself I really suck at this game. I really love Josie. I really like this game. I don't want to give up.
Yeah.
Like it's you know,
part of you.
It's like
you have
a drug.
Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, it's a drug. I don't know if many people encounter this before.
Right. If anybody can explain what's going on with Arnold, leave a comment in the video or leave a comment in the audio podcast if there's a way to comment on whatever platform you're commenting on.
Or tweet at me, please.
Or tweet at Arnold. What's
it, Sweaty Arnold Pal?
Yes, Sweaty Arnold Pal.
I remember it only because it's a fun name. Or just tweet him, he sucks.
Or just tweet
I suck in
He's
general.
just bad at the game.
It's like it's gone to the point that I go to bed angry, wake up angry.
Are we past padding now?
No.
So like, do you furiously
just angry masturbating?
Oh no! I got sleepless over this shit. That's bad.
Yeah, no, I understand. But like fighting games are infuriating. Fighting games are the type of game that people tend to get tilted at the most.
Yeah.
With I guess between shooters and fighting games, they're pretty close in terms of tilt, but like the type of tilt is very different because in team-based games you have your teammates to blame, whereas in fighting games you blame lag or yourself.
Yep.
Typically yourself. If you are a upstanding member of the FGC.
No. When you're in Street Fighter 5, you blame lag. Lag is the thing right now.
Also, you blame Street Fighter 5 for being Street Fighter 5.
Yeah. Also, real quick, did they fix the?
Nope.
No, they didn't.
Nope.
The netcode's still bad.
It's bad. The Blanca glitch
is still there.
Yeah, the Blanca glitch is still there.
So as of today, as this is recording, Evo ended. No one?
Evo Japan right? Yeah,
ended. No, there's no news for Street Fighter 5. What's coming next?
Well, I mean, people already were expecting that to be the case because didn't Ono say that he wasn't going to be there at Evo Japan?
No, like he did. He
said he wasn't going to be there. So if Ono's not there, there's not going to be an announcement.
But people are still upset about this.
I know people are still upset about it. It
doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
if he announced it.
Yeah, no, people are upset that it didn't happen. That there weren't any announcements, but if you were actually paying attention to this stuff, you would have already known that there wasn't going to be an announcement there. And I feel like the people that are upset about there not being an announcement didn't know this information. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. And then it just, just blame everything on Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, just blame everything on Street Fighter. Go play what's that game? That anime fighter?
SNK Heroines?
No,
you should play
the one that Brian F was playing for a little bit.
I can't even pronounce that game.
Oh shoot, it was
is it the one you and Chad play?
No,
it's not BB Tag. Blue Tag.
No, I can't remember. It's the one where like all the girls have weapons and stuff.
Dude, it's SNK Heroines. Okay?
Sure, go play SNK Heroines. Yeah, go dress your characters in really revealing outfits.
No, but they come like I have the game.
Yeah,
and like on the screen selection, right? Character selection, all the girls are in costumes.
Yeah,
and then if you want them like original costumes, then you have to go in there.
So the default costume is It's a customized costume.
Yeah.
And then the customized costumes are the default ones.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love it. It's fun. It's fun.
It's a simplified SNK fighter.
On the Switch, I don't know how people can do fucking combos on this.
There are fight sticks for the Switch.
Well, I know, but like I'm not going to spend another $120 on a Switch stick.
Our fight sticks work on the Switch.
Yeah, there's a USB
Is
port in
there?
the back of it.
Our fight sticks.
Well, the custom one, that's true.
We're using Brooks Universal Fight Boards.
Yeah.
There is a firmware update that added Switch compatibility to it.
Well, okay, that
So
makes
our
sense.
fight sticks will work
There
on
you
the
go.
Switch.
Fight sticks for your Switch.
The thing is, I didn't know that
Yeah.
I completely forgot I had the custom one. I was thinking of my Panthera.
Oh,
So I was like, I'm not gonna spend another
right.
And
huge
now you
amount of
don't
money.
have to.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't have to because we have custom fight
Yeah,
sticks.
but also I do want to collect the Victrix stick,
the Viltrox,
Victrix, whatever.
Victrix or whatever.
I really want to collect that one. It looks nice. It looks sleek.
Would you use it?
I will not use it. I will collect it actually.
Actually, I forgot what the Viltrox looked like. Then.
It looks
Let's
like
pull it up. Pull it up here. Viltrox fight stick.
I thought it was Victrix fight stick.
Is that the one?
It's Victrix. Where'd you get Viltrox from?
Timothy.
I said it to you.
Oh, damn it! This keyboard sucks.
Victrix.
Fight stick.
Yeah.
Right, blame the keyboard. Don't blame yourself.
Yeah.
Images.
Look at that. It's a gunmetal
I think
case.
it's a little round for me.
I like it
make it
because
bigger,
it's
click it.
different. You know.
Yeah.
It's different, and it like most fight sticks are square
Yeah.
boxes, so you can make anything.
I
to now.
personally like sharper edges on my fight sticks for some reason.
It's 'cause you like
I've
feeling
you
the
gotta cut
edges.
yourself after
You
you
like
lose.
feeling the edges,
Yeah.
right? But yes, the
Yeah.
stick that I
Yeah.
bought for you,
Yeah.
that you made,
Yeah.
that
That I built.
that you made.
Bought for you,
You
but
bought the parts, I built it.
Yeah,
And then I bought the parts for yours and built it.
Yeah.
Timothy selling custom fight sticks.
Mm-hmm.
So comment below.
But
right?
I like
cool.
it.
It's still cool. I just prefer sharper edges on a fight
The
stick.
thing is with this fight stick, the input delay is far less than any other one.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
So it's really good. I want to collect it because it's just a memory. Because eventually, I'm going to stop playing competitively, playing these fighting games all at once. So I want to have at least something,
right.
to reminisce.
Makes sense.
So spend the money now and then enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, how about you, Timothy? How was your week?
my week consisted of watching
sorry.
anime.
Sorry. Also, me and you started playing Apex Legends.
Yes, that's what I was actually going to mention. Apex Legends.
See,
So I finally got to play more Apex Legends. I was playing with Arnold. I do still suck at it, but I did get more time into playing it, and I'm starting to understand it more. And I do. For now, I think Apex Legends is my current favorite BR game.
it remade BR games for a while, so that's a nice thing.
Do you think that Fortnite's gonna fall off
No,
because of Apex?
not
They
at all.
are very different BRs.
Well, they are different BRs, but do you think Fortnite's gonna die off and move over, or it's gonna be like an Overwatch situation?
I don't think it's gonna die off, and my main reason for this is a big portion of Fortnite's community is kids. Fortnite does appeal to a younger audience, and Apex Legends doesn't really appeal to that. Apex Legends, I feel, appeals to a more hardcore audience.
It's more serious.
It is more serious, although there is like some with Apex Legends, I did hear some pros complaining about how long it takes to actually kill a person in Apex Legends. That's probably something that they are going to later on. But I do definitely feel like Apex Legends appeals to a more audience, whereas Fortnite appeals to more of a younger audience.
Because it's a cartoony style.
It is more cartoony than Apex is. The building mechanics are fun for younger people because, I mean, that building mechanic I feel like appealed to a lot of Minecraft players.
Yeah, and they decided to move over because it was something new
Yes.
you could do with it. It's fun. Plus, it shares more with the style of PUBG.
Creativity.
PUBG, if you're looking for Apex Legends, where it is catered towards adults, and Fortnite is definitely, like you mentioned, definitely catered towards kids. Keep it that way. It's awesome. We'll get different communities.
Definitely.
Yeah, keep it the way it is. It's the best game I've never played.
But right now, Apex is doing really, really well.
Did they've broken 10 million already, right?
Already.
Yeah.
They broke that a long time
That's
ago.
like last week or something.
Yeah. It is doing super well. And it was the highest streamed game on Twitch for a while, too.
Wow.
I think it might still be the highest.
True.
I haven't looked recently on. But yeah, I am definitely really enjoying Apex Legends, and I do like it because it is a bit more mature BR, but also it is the most polished BR right now.
Oh yeah?
It just feels really good. It feels very polished compared to So I preferred PUBG over Fortnite because I grittier the grittier look and the more.
He's a man to play BR games.
But my main issue with PUBG was it just didn't feel polished. It felt like an early access game. It definitely felt a little bit more polished than H1Z1 did. But
I remember those days.
It still wasn't quite there, and it still felt very early access compared to most. Fortnite was a more polished game when it came. Now Apex Legends, we have a more mature BR game that is very polished. Movement feels really good, like the whole sliding and like jumping and the verticality of it feels really nice. And then I do appreciate the hero shooter element as well with all the special abilities and whatnot. So I'm definitely really enjoying Apex Legends so far.
Is H1Z1 ever like a game that we played on Switch? Like, is it popular still today?
H1Z1 I feel has died out ever since PUBG because people played H1Z1 primarily for King of the Kill, which was their BR.
Yeah. Yeah. You make a dedicated game, no reason.
And so most people were playing King of the Kill. When PUBG came out, everybody pretty much moved from H1Z1 to PUBG because PUBG felt almost exactly the same as H1Z1 with the exception of firefights feeling a little bit different. Firefights were a little bit more...
You don't have to compensate for the drops and all that stuff. So
the firefights felt different in PUBG, but overall everything else felt almost exactly the same, so everybody moved over to PUBG.
But once Fortnite dropped,
and then everybody moved over to Fortnite because it was a bit more polished, but the people that didn't like the building mechanics stayed with PUBG. But PUBG did have a lot of hacking issues and stuff too.
Yeah, and I don't see any people playing on PUBG. Like on Twitch, like I don't see many players.
No, but nobody's really playing anymore. Yeah,
like, I feel like it's just a mobile game now because I see more mobile players than actual PC players.
Absolutely.
A lot of people at Best Buy, they played PUBG mobile.
PUBG at lunch.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So my week has pretty much just been that playing Apex Legends with you, and then watching anime mostly.
Oh, I got God Eater.
You got God Eater?
God Eater 3.
Damn, I was considering getting it, but at the same time, it's full price.
I got it because out of pure spite of Tekken 7. So, but it's like I was so
an angry purchase.
It was an angry purchase that I've made. But I played a good 40 minutes of the game.
Give me my water over there.
It's it's like Monster Hunter Ultimate.
It's Monster Hunter more arcadey with anime art style. Pretty much.
Yeah, and it's fun. I do like it. Then it's like as you go on, like you pick up stuff and do your own thing. And then like my character, like you can like do your like mad character creation. Yeah, character creations too.
Yeah, I've been considering getting God Eater because it is a faster paced Monster Hunter essentially.
Yeah,
and it has a bit more of a story.
Yeah,
as well because it's an anime game. Anime games typically have some story.
And with the weapons that they have on it, there's so much variety than Monster Hunter in my opinion. Because like I have this giant scythe, and there's a hammer, and there's like two like knives. You can be so many things. And I personally like the scythe because the long range and just damage output for it. With Monster Hunter, I'm a lance, which is like a tanky person, like which I'm very bored of. I get bored
the issue with Monster Hunter, and this is the appeal to other people, but to people like me, and I feel like to you, it is the fights are very slow. Because the weapons are very slow.
Yep.
And that's kind of the point to Monster Hunter is there's supposed to be a lot of emphasis on the motion and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for people like us that like a little bit more of a faster pace, it gets really boring.
It did, and I enjoyed the game when it was ported over to PC for a good 3 months. I'd say.
Yeah.
But then it's
not to say like you didn't like it.
No,
but
I just don't play it anymore because I got bored of the game.
Right.
But
I got pretty heavily burnt out on Monster Hunter when I was playing. I think it was 3U or 4U. I forget which one. It was one of them on the 3DS. And I played the hell out of it because I had a lot of friends that were playing it.
Yep.
I feel like Monster Hunter is like a very
friend heavy.
Yeah,
you have to have friends to play it with. you cannot play Monster Hunter by yourself, because when you get to those later
enemies,
monsters, like
you need the combos, the tricks, the tools,
right?
And you need to be in constant communication with all your buddies when you're playing it too. So yeah, like I had a lot of friends that were playing it, and that was the main reason I was playing it. But I got really burnt out after hitting G rank. So
I think I'm like level 15 in Monster Hunter in this one. Like I'm not very far. I think I'm like the very low ranks.
Yeah.
And there's buddies of mine who play, and they're like so far up. Like, the costumes are cool. On my character will look nice, but would I grind it again? No.
So when I was playing on the 3DS, my sole motivation was to try to get the Kieran armor. Okay. I don't know if you've seen the Kieran armor.
I think I have.
Let me just pull it up on here, and we can put it up on the screen too, so see if they haven't seen.
You're on Google.
Yeah, what's wrong with Google?
Well, because
because he was in images and he's going to the search bar and typing.
No, so I was on podcast topics over here. I don't want to leave this, so that's why I went up here.
But when you were on the never mind.
Oh, was I on the Victress?
Yes, you were on Victress, and you just went up to the search bar and started.
No, I thought I was on podcast. I don't remember.
Watch the video.
Yeah,
watch the video.
Let's see. But yeah, this is the Kieran armor. I played a female. This was the sole reason, my sole motivation for Monster Hunter.
It's the one cosplayer that I.
Yes, this is a very popular armor.
Because it's very lewd.
Yes,
very lewd.
Because everything else was very covered a lot.
No, because it's very lewd. This is the only like.
We're so young.
But yeah, so that was my motivation to play. But after hitting G rank, I got burnt out, and I never got my Kieran armor.
And how was the rest of your week?
The rest of my week was just watching stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Also,
Apex Legends was really the only game I was playing. I didn't get to play any more Resident Evil, which sucks. I do want to continue playing it still.
Also, God Eater 3 has a multiplayer, so you can play in squads, not just by yourself. Squad. Yeah. Squad. You can play like together, per se.
Wait. What game were we talking about? Sorry.
God Eater 3.
Yeah. Okay.
You can play together.
Yeah. I'll probably get it so we can play.
Let me know so we can play together.
Yeah.
That sounds really weird.
Arnold and I are gonna play together, guy.
You weird with their weird cocks.
But yeah, that was pretty much my week.
I think the button stopped working.
Good.
What happened to our sound? Oh no.
Well, we still have everything else. Let's continue on anyways.
Okay. So Giacomo and I, we watched Alita Battle Angel in theaters, and these are our thoughts on Alita Battle Angel in theaters.
Side swipe.
It's probably going to be slightly spoilery, not too spoilery. We're not going to
talk. I'll try not to talk about the plot so much as more of things that I thought were weird cinematically.
Sure.
Like right away, I thought the pacing was not too fast, but definitely like, all right, you're kind of sprinting here. Okay, they build her. Okay. Oh, hey, she discovers this right away. Oh, okay, wow. Oh, she could do this. And the lines. Some of the lines were way like, whoa. And everybody in the theater was starting to laugh.
So here's what I keep saying about Alita Battle Angel, because it was the thing that stuck out to me the most. The tone of the movie goes from kids movie and then to a dude gets sliced in half.
Yeah.
Wasn't it within one, like,
within the same, within like a 5-minute period.
Yeah, it goes really fast.
So it will go from Alita's like, what was that thing she says? I will not stand in the face of evil or something. And so she internal monologues it. I will not stand in the face of evil. And then she shouts it. I will not stand in the face of evil. And then goes and
right in the dude's place.
Yes, and then
that's what we could say.
And then within the movie, it goes to what's it? Fuck your mercy.
Oh, right at the very end.
What?
I think the best summary for what you're talking about is look at the previews. It started with How to Train Your Dragon, and it ended like right around Pet Sematary. Like, look at the difference of two very different people are going to see those movies.
Yes.
So,
excuse me, it changed that quickly?
Yes. Yeah, it was like, whoa.
What?
Yeah. It is so strange because I don't know. It's weird because it feels like it doesn't know what rating it wants to be. And so it's in this weird, like, it was PG-13.
So
right?
it's
in a PG-13 is a very weird space to be in.
And I feel like from what you guys are saying, it's like the director's like, or pitching this to the DO of like to the studio. It's like, all right, we want to be this girl, right? That fights, but also like
is a teenage girl.
A teenage girl with like weird things.
Who falls in love with boys?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. It goes from what are those TV shows? What do they call it? The ones that teenage girls like to watch about like
teen
high
drama?
school
teen dramas.
It goes from a teen drama movie to
with Hugo.
It goes from a teen drama movie to action murder.
Yeah,
they're like, fuck it,
like so you got young Sally. She's flirting with like she's flirting with what I don't know, Chad.
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor
Lautner type.
Yeah, so you got Sammy flirting with Taylor Lautner.
He does have his shirt off at one point.
And then Sammy goes, and then they go on a date, and then the date's over, and then she starts leaving, and then she slices a dude in half.
Okay, I can see how this movie is really how it turned out to be.
It gets all over the place.
I loved it.
It was actually pretty good. Like it gave me, I would give it like a C plus. So
C+.
like 7.5 out of 10.
So
it's not
we're
bad.
giving these movies like as
the action was phenomenal.
Okay,
the action was phenomenal. Choreography was great. They did the CG really well.
Right.
The writing was awful.
It's like Daredevil.
Well, the writing wasn't terrible, but there were lines that just sucked.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it how they executed the lines? Would you think?
No, it's the lines also.
Yeah, it was just like you're watching an anime in
It is a
human
combination
form.
of the execution of the lines and the lines themselves.
So the characters were sentient of what they're doing.
Think of it like this. The movie starts out with Dr.
Garbage.
Guy scavenging through a junkyard, finding parts. He finds Alita's half body, takes it home. He finds Alita's sliced body and realizes that Alita is still alive. So he takes her home, and then has her on the operating table, and then takes his hand, drags it across her face, and then proceeds to say, "What are you dreaming about, little angel?"
What?
Like that. He says it exactly like that.
Excuse me?
Yeah, and then I think the intro, like right after that, it was like Alita Battle Angel, and then there was like the movie began. That was like, all right, at least the sequence of getting the movie started didn't take forever. It was pretty quick,
right.
So that was a good thing. And then that's where I thought the pacing is going a little too quick.
All right, so I'm gonna watch this movie over on YouTube or whenever this is like available.
Whenever it's available to stream and
I'll
stuff.
give my review on how on my end.
Yes.
So
as much as we're making fun of it, I still loved every second of the movie.
So yeah, I'll recap on this.
Yeah.
I'll recap and see how it went. So
that was a fun time.
Make sure if you've seen it, talk about it.
Yeah,
leave us a
let us
comment
know in the
on it.
comments what you thought of Alita Battle Angel, because we definitely like to hear your thoughts on it as well.
Or any other movie.
Yeah. Just shoot us an email or tweet at us, or leave a comment on the YouTube video if you're watching us on YouTube.
But anyways, back to gaming.
Yeah. So in gaming, there's some pretty interesting stuff that's been happening.
This week's fun.
Yeah, so the news that I have here isn't all gaming related.
Nope.
But the first thing that I'm going to talk about was this
so as you can
controversy that was happening at Evo Japan, since we were mentioning Evo Japan earlier.
Mr.
Street Fighter. But so more on the 3D Dead or Alive side of things, there's been a bit of controversy. Do you want to talk about this, Arnold?
Yeah, so since everyone knows
what happened, I don't know why it's like scrolled
okay?
all the way down here. Oh, my keyboard's being whack.
Wait, didn't you have the mouse?
Just have the mouse. So anyways, so Dead or Alive is coming out 6. Dead or Alive 6 as
which I'll definitely play.
I'll play this game.
I like Dead or Alive.
Every Dead or Alive game is known for what?
Sexual
content.
Yeah. So before this making of this game, the people wanted to be this game to be more esports or S-sports. I like to call them S-sports. S-sports contenders like Street Fighter 5, like Tekken 7. But Dead or Alive is as in titties, the game
with fighting.
So of course everyone's gonna want to play the girls because sexualization,
Yeah.
and the people who said doesn't want that to happen. So
Freak Mr. Wiz it was saying how it doesn't mesh with his core values, or with
Twitch's core values.
With Evo's core values.
Evo's core values.
Because they want this game to be on CBS.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's going to happen.
So I'm going to go ahead and play the clips in question. So the main thing that people are talking about was this right here. When they were...
My girl, New Tango.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
We don't need to listen. You can just
listen. Just listen.
I'm trying to figure out why we're not...
Is there a Mario video in the background?
Anyways. Excuse me?
Anyways, so they paused the game at this scene right here. During the stream, and then they start moving the camera around because they were demonstrating the photo mode, but they decided to demonstrate the photo mode on this,
on Neo Tango
getting eaten out by
I'm gonna play her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get this game. I'm gonna play her. She's my waifu.
Your waifu.
But this isn't the only clip in question.
There's
also
more. Then there's the actual people.
There was the actual people demonstrating the jiggle physics with
this one
real
I remember
people.
Watching on Friday when I heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Yeah, this is
I'm not
interesting.
upset. It's just okay. This is interesting for a stream.
And like they cut off the stream so short because of it.
Yeah. So what happened was they ended up with Markman on stream saying like, "Oh, we apologize" and all that stuff, and this is not in line with Evo's core values and their partner or whatever. And so there's now a lot of controversy regarding
this. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because this is a game that's known for that, and there's gonna be moments that looks very sexual.
Yes.
And it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah. So Dead or Alive 6, they were originally marketing it in a way where they're like, oh, we're moving away from the sexualization.
More esports.
And then a little bit later, turns out the sexualization was hidden behind... They just kind of tucked it away behind costumes and all that stuff.
No, it's there. It's going to be there.
Yeah, and I mean, Dead or Alive is marketed towards people that want this the whole sexuality.
That's the point.
Yeah,
that's why you played it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where I kind of take issue with the whole core values thing that they're talking about, because I feel like it's very double standards. Because your organization, your event is marketed towards fighting games, and fighting games involves a lot of violence. You have games like Mortal Kombat where people are literally getting murdered and there's blood everywhere. It is the goriest fighting game ever.
It's A-okay.
And and for some reason that's okay, but then you have a little bit of titty and that's not okay.
No, a little bit of titty now.
No, dude, you can't do titties, dude. It's too much. It hurts the young viewers' eyes. But blood and losing their brains and ripping the spinal cords, it's good. And it's not gonna happen. And I'm not saying that what Dead or Alive is doing is in good taste. It's definitely not. It's kind of, so it is a little bit
classless.
It's not. It's a little bit classless, or really classless.
Yeah, go on.
No, what did you want to say?
Yeah, like why would you do that when you're at an event this big and you're streaming it? Like people will find that out. Trust me. They'll have plenty of time to do it on their own.
Yes.
You don't really have to show it off here. Just show more of the game.
Yeah, but it is pretty controversial what they did, sort of. But at the same time, it still feels like Evo. I mean, I had a little indigestion.
A little titty in your mouth.
It feels like Evo is holding more than two standards, like a lot of standards right now,
and it's unfair. I feel like it's unfair for the people who are expecting more gameplay, and the people who are playing it or showing this game did this.
It is also it is unfair to Team Ninja and their showcase, because it cut their demonstration of the game short. So it sucks for the business, but at the same time, this is a lot with the controversy happening. This is a lot of publicity for them too.
That's true.
In a different way.
You're hearing about them now.
But yeah, it's still a weird situation to be in. But I don't know. They're their core values are very hazy. And none of this particularly went against any Twitch policies.
No, and then they want to be, like I said, they want to be more esports.
Blood is okay, but you know, seeing girls and showing off their body, that's not that's not okay.
It's all good.
You gotta be 18 years old.
It's like Twitch. It's like Twitch all over again. But you can't be calling those shots.
Yep.
At those girls that does Twitch.
Sure.
Are you one of them?
No, you're calling the shots. We're not calling the shots.
That's what I'm saying. I'm calling the shots.
Arnold's calling the shots.
He's a shot caller.
But moving on with controversy, we have a lot of controversy here, actually.
Not really.
We have like 3 stories that are controversy.
This has been a week of controversy.
Yeah, dude. It's a good week for us, right?
But yeah, moving on to controversy. This is not less gaming related, but more YouTube related because we're YouTubers.
Yay.
Copyright strikes. And
that's the least coolest thing you could have ever said. We're YouTubers.
We're YouTubers. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I guess. If we had to put it as a side profession, yes.
Yes. But yeah, copyright strikes aren't particular. So people abusing copyright strikes isn't particularly new. And a lot of people don't particularly like the way YouTube handles copyright strikes and fraudulent copyright strikes and all that stuff. But this recent story was big enough to end up being on the BBC. So what happened according to BBC, and I don't have the BBC article up here, but I do have the Eurogamer article up over here. What happened was 2 YouTubers, Kenzo and Obby Raids, who are mostly Minecraft videos, says here, allegedly received messages demanding money in exchange for dropping the spurious copyright claims lodged against them. The channel demanded payment of $75 to $400 be sent via PayPal or Bitcoin in exchange for not lodging a third copyright claim, which according to Google's terms and conditions would have seen the channel completely deleted. So people do this all the time, is they land fraudulent copyright claims on people. It's not cool, and it really sucks. And what's really annoying is typically YouTube doesn't really do anything about it, and when they do it, they are really slow about doing something about it. But this time, I guess it was big enough to kind of get more publicity. So Kenzo wasn't really taking it and ended up tweeting out on social or going out. I have 2 false copyright claims on my channel, and someone out there is extorting me for my money to have the strikes removed. Help. And it got a lot of traction, and YouTube did respond saying that we've passed the info along, yada, yada, yada. We have a 0 tolerance policy, which is kind of bullshit.
It is.
And now we're banned.
No, people call them out all the time. But yeah, they say we have a 0 tolerance. They ended up banning the people that were extorting them. But yeah, what do you guys think?
It's extortion. It's awful. It's kind of like squatters.
Yeah.
Who can just
squat.
They squat and they
talking
can
about
call
like some
complaints.
Famous squatter or something, right?
Yeah, that ALA.
Oh yeah.
The guy who he knows how to squat,
and
he knows his law and his rights, and he wants you to hit him so he can sue and get money. You know, he's good. He's been doing it for like 7 years, I guess.
Yeah. But here's like the thing: the only real recourse was banning the people, but it is extortion, and extortion's super illegal.
It is.
So I feel like
they should get more of a punishment.
It should be heavier. And this is definitely a more extreme case of fraudulent copyright claims. Like I said, this isn't new, but this is more extreme because money is involved. They're like, hey, if you don't give us $75 to $400, we are going to get your channel banned.
Yeah, it makes sense. And also there's like another news, I think it happened a month ago. It's regarding with, I think, Europe in general.
Right.
I think YouTubers on there cannot get any money or get any their videos monetized or some. It's a law that they passed recently. Right. It's very recent that they did this because like
it's weird.
Yeah. I don't fully know what happened, but they're shit. I can't remember. I can't even tell you the full story. But yeah, something bad happened in Europe, and YouTubers had to do like most of the people who does YouTube on the Europe side are fucked basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and let me look it up while.
Okay. I just noticed I have some foam falling off my wall. We'll fix that later.
Cool.
Great.
So you get to watch foam falling off my wall. It's going to be like slowly like getting like falling off more and more.
It's on his side, right?
Yeah, it's on Arnold's side. Right there, yeah.
Yep, I see it. There
That's
it is.
funny.
See if you can see it.
If you can see it, leave a comment down below. But yeah, this is a pretty shitty situation to be in. Like I said, there's so many issues. The YouTube algorithms with copyright and all that stuff is really broken. Want to say something, Arnold?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess with how huge they are, it's a little harder for them to take care of all of this.
I kind of get that, but the thing is, what people can put out a lot of these fraudulent copyright things with no repercussion.
It's very small effort too. Yeah. It's easy to do.
It's easy to do, and then it never gets fixed. And usually this happens to smaller channels a lot because smaller channels are easier to bully because they're not going to really get any traction if they go to social media about it because nobody's really following them. And then if they were to put in a false claim on ticket or whatever to YouTube, it is going to take forever for them to get to it. And then by the time they do get to it, there's no point in the video anymore.
Right.
You know
it's
what I mean?
gone.
So yeah, it's just a terrible position to be in overall. So that was the YouTube copyright claim.
Okay. Yeah. So
you
this
found
is
it?
this is regarding. So this is Europe's EU's.
Speak into your microphone.
This is EU's Article 13.
Uh-huh.
What's going to happen? So the critics of Article 13 proposed the EU directive of copyright warned that it could censor internet users. Article 13 and its sibling Article 11 are continuous for pieces of EU copyright law that opponents claim and could destroy the internet as we know. It has been referred as the meme ban.
Oh, it was the meme ban thing.
Yeah, as well as the censorship. So it's fucked. What the fuck? What we're looking at?
You didn't hear like the bang in the back?
Yeah, I did hear it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that was just regarding with this.
Yeah.
I felt
I remember hearing about the meme ban.
This is important. I feel like it's big.
Definitely. But Europe
YouTube
is a big portion of the internet. So,
but the CEO of YouTube is fighting against it. They're protesting against the Article 13.
Which is understandable because it also means they lose a big market too. But yeah,
sad we don't get to see Allier anymore.
Yeah. Believe
the world's biggest loss is Allier.
Allier here.
Dead.
Oh man. Okay, so moving on. This was so when I saw this, so
I never
we all
knew.
had the same reaction.
We all had the same reaction. So Razer's game store is coming to is closing at the end of the month, and when I saw this, my reaction was, Razer had a game store.
We never knew. I thought this was at Best Buy. I thought it was at Fry's.
So it's like an online market.
Yeah. If you knew about this Razer game store beforehand, let us know because
I never knew about this
because none of us knew that Razer had a game store.
In fact, in the comments of this article, that is the thing I've read so much.
Everybody's responding.
Like, wait, what?
Did it run out of steam? Razer has a game store. They had a store.
Like, there's a few that knew about it, but
the first question to pop to my mind after they have a store. So that goes to show probably why they're closing, but this isn't exactly what the reason they said they're closing this.
Because aren't they making enough money?
They're making enough. They're
Razer. They're a big
still a bunch
company.
of like peripherals.
Have you seen like the pink Razer in the laptop and
the Razer laptop? Yeah.
I didn't even know they had a laptop.
Yeah, no, the Razer Blade.
Totally don't remember it.
One of the best laptops out there.
Why don't you own one?
Because they're expensive.
It's like the Predator.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is this article here from Eurogamer says Razer's closing its game store, yada yada yada. According to a statement on its game store website, the closure comes as part of the company's realignment plans. We regret to announce that Razer Game Store will cease operations on February 28th, 2019 at 100 hours Pacific time. That's
1 o'clock.
As part of the company's realignment plans, the brief statement said, "It has been a privilege for us to recommend and deliver great digital game deals to you. We have been extremely fortunate to have you as part of our awesome community. Thank you for the support and making all this possible. How big do you think their game store community was?
Not big.
5 people?
Maybe.
We will be investing in other ways to deliver great content and introduce game promotions through Razer Gold, our virtual credit system. I feel they're more the reason they're closing is no.
Okay, so
yeah, probably not as many, so no reason to really keep it. They're just going to focus on peripherals and other things.
Okay, so think of Razer Game Store as like
use the
G2A.
Oh, okay.
Like G2A, they can get passes that way or get cheaper, essentially cheaper games.
Right.
So that's what I'm seeing, because right now you can get God Eater 3. It was $59. You can get it for $53.99.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you can get Watch Dogs Complete Edition for $10. It was $50. So yeah, so like it's all like cheap. You can get the games on the cheap end.
Do they give you Steam keys?
I'm assuming so.
Do they have their own? I don't think they have their own launcher like Steam does.
Do. It's a beta.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think it mentions it here.
It mentions that they were just keys before, and you would buy the keys, and there you go.
Okay, interesting. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to hear about something as they're getting rid of it. That's like, funny.
Yeah, you can get Assassin's Creed Origins for $20. It's on 65% off.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal. Get your discounts before it's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, this next thing we have, also not really gaming related, but it's movie related, and it is a movie that's very near and dear to Arnold's heart.
If you've not watched this movie, Kung Fu Hustle,
go watch it right now.
You should watch it.
Or no, go watch it after this podcast. Yeah. Finish this podcast first, then go watch Kung Fu Hustle.
You can find it. The internet exists.
This movie brought life to me. So
before this movie, Arnold was just an empty shell. And then he watched this movie, and you could just see the light in his eyes.
Yes,
and then now he has a personality.
It's like, and then
he's a human being. He has a soul.
Yeah, and I'm me. And then it was this movie and the other one, Kung Pao.
Oh yeah, I love Kung Pao.
Kung Pao was the best.
Yeah, Kung Pao, Kung Fu Hustle, 2 kung fu movies that I just love.
I need to watch Shaolin Soccer. I need to watch that.
You know, I've never seen that either.
Shaolin Soccer's fun too.
I just like
how Stephen Chow movies are fun. But yeah, Kung Fu Hustle, they are working on a new Kung Fu Hustle film, a sequel, it seems like.
Are they doing the X Gang Part 2?
What?
The X Gang?
Like X Gang Part 2?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it say here in this article?
I
didn't actually read this article. I just saw they're making Kung Fu Hustle 2. Been confirmed. Gonna go watch the first one for the 30th time in celebration. We got all these tweets about it and everything.
Dude, everyone loves this movie.
Chow wrote and produced and directed. 20 million budget. I think they're just talking about the original.
Yeah.
They're just letting you know they're making another one.
So they made the announcement during an interview for his new film, The New King of Comedy. According to the 56-year-old filmmaker, he's pursuing the project as soon as he completes his sequel to The Mermaid, released in 2016.
Oh yeah, The Mermaid was a surprisingly good hit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I never heard of it now.
It was one of those like artsy films.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, the things
so
like that you're like, it's like under the radar, like, huh.
Sure.
You know.
But yeah, I'm definitely very excited about this because we loved Kung Fu Hustle.
Dude, we should watch that.
Watch it again.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
And then we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Good taste on it.
And relive the moments again.
All right, so this last story is probably the biggest thing to happen.
The strongest.
Yeah, I did talk about this on the weekly roundup. If you want a quick explanation of this, you can go watch that. So basically, essentially, what happened is, so AFL-CIO is, or is it CL?
CLO, I think.
AFL-CIO. I think it's CIO. Anyway, they are. Yeah, the America, it should say what it was.
AFL-CIO Treasurer Liz Schultz.
Yeah. But yeah, basically they are one of the biggest labor organizations in America, and they over 12 million workers and over 50 different unions, including the Writers Guild of America. So they're pretty big, and their Secretary Treasurer, Liz Schuler, went to Kotaku and basically wrote like an open letter telling game developers to start unionizing because they haven't yet unionized. And in game development, developer crunch and overworking and all that stuff is a very big issue in the gaming industry.
It's abuse to all the developers.
Yeah, and one of the most notable examples of it is Rockstar Games. They have a pretty big history of this happening.
Like Red Dead 2.
Yeah, and we recently heard about Red Dead Redemption 2 and Dan Houser kind of essentially bragging that they worked like 100-hour work weeks and all that. And that was a big controversy.
Getting the bread.
Yeah.
Getting the bread.
And he did clarify a little bit later, allegedly, that it was just a select few people that volunteered to do it. And then people that worked on Red Dead 2 went to Twitter and were like, hey, it wasn't that bad. Digestion, man. But they still have a pretty bad track record with this stuff. It was an issue with past games too, not just Red Dead Redemption 2. And a lot of other game developers have been doing the same thing. Arnold's just like making it rain.
They're just getting
all that bread.
They're getting all that bread. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's why they abuse it, because they want, like, if they push the people to, like, get this game out, they're gonna get paid no matter what.
Yeah.
So they know they don't give a shit about other people, how they are.
Right.
They just want to, like, make this game till this due date.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you're out. That's it. We're not compensating.
And here's also what's kind of like the fucked up thing about how they do this is they're not necessarily forcing people to, or not necessarily saying like, we're going to fire you if you don't work all this overtime. What they're really doing is like, they're pushing you to volunteer to do it. Usually,
yeah.
This is what some people have gone on social media and said was they will tell you they will make you essentially force you to volunteer to work overtime. By saying like by if you don't do it, they threaten to not directly threaten to do this, but they threaten to cut your ability to move up.
So their way of like finish this product or I won't pay you.
Yeah, and they'll kind of like guilt you into it, like if you don't accept the overtime, oh, I guess you're not passionate about this project.
Think of the kids who won't play the game. Think of the pay. You know, think about your family.
They're gonna want to play this game.
Yeah, they want to play this game.
They don't care if you're home.
We want you here. Please fix this.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different tactics that they use to kind of push you into working all that extra overtime, and it really sucks, and it ends up creating a worse product in the long run because they're not really as motivated anymore. They're overworked. They can't work as hard. They can't polish it as nicely.
It just sucks. Like if a new developer going into like this industry, and like they get picked up by Rockstar without knowing what's going like behind the works,
right? And
they go through that,
or they just want to take it because it's like we're getting picked up by Rockstar.
Yeah. Exactly, and they get like
they deal with it.
I don't know.
I'm sure Rockstar's gotten better over time. And
you think?
And there were still all the people that went onto social media and said like, "Hey, it really wasn't bad. They weren't really forcing us to work all this overtime and all that stuff." People just took what Dan Houser said out of context, so on and so forth. And you can't really say that they're lying because these are current Rockstar developers, and most of the people that were talking about this and going and being vocal on social media about all the overwork were former Rockstar developers when that practice was still prevalent within the company. So we don't know for sure if they're really still doing it, if it is still common practice within Rockstar.
Right.
But it's possible. It's possible. It could still be common practice. And the people that did have issues just weren't really vocal about it afterwards. I don't know.
I got this. The only way we can find out is we got to go to Rockstar's HQ. We got to tell them that we're the developers of whatever game. So just make up a game.
Just sneak in there.
Just sneak in there and just work for them for a week.
Whistleblower this shit.
Yeah. Work for them for a week, and then we'll give ours to them. Dude, we can get it. Trust me. But just tell them we're highly YouTubers, okay? We're
highly YouTubers.
Yeah. Okay, we're like popular as PewDiePie. more popular than Japanese.
If we were really that popular, wouldn't it be more difficult for us to sneak into Rockstar and do that?
No, man, no. The thing is, Rockstar they do that, and we got to play the mind games, you know.
Sure.
We got to play like we don't know them, right? We're higher than them, so they want to come to us and work for them. But really, we don't have to work for them.
You lost me.
And then we get our synopsis of how, you know, the work week is, and then we can like figure out how they work, you know?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
we get to tell them that like we're so popular that no one knows about us. That's how popular we are. Where we're trying to grow.
I would hit boo right now, but it doesn't work.
Exactly. Good.
Boo.
I'm telling you, man, my plan's fucking flawless.
Yeah. All right. So if going more into this again, by the way, this is a Variety article, as if you can't tell that I have up here.
You can't tell because it's on Demity's camera.
It's true.
Well, we were on it earlier, but yeah, you could switch over there.
I can switch back.
Yeah. So Schuler was one of the things that she was saying, like she was kind of highlighting or using the film industry as an example, because the gaming industry isn't small. The gaming industry is huge and it makes a lot of bank. So it says it's grown by double digits. U.S. video game sales reached $43 billion in 2018, and which is 3.6 times greater than the film industry's record-breaking box office. They make a lot of money.
But my concern is like, is she showing the work hours between like the now,
so she
or
is talking, no. So what Schuler is doing is she's saying game developers need to unionize so you don't get taken advantage of, because in the gaming industry the main issues are overwork, underpay.
Yeah, make
plus
sense.
The
I'm just saying, like
layoffs.
Yeah, plus
that was a huge
the risk of
issue.
layoffs.
Yeah,
so which we're also going to get to the 800 layoff, the 800 people getting laid off from Activision Blizzard. We had Telltale laying off most of their staff without like any notice.
Awful practices.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
it's just bad practices in the gaming industry in general. So she's just saying like, you guys need to unionize so you're not taken advantage of and you don't run into these issues. And it's kind of surprising that the video game industry hasn't unionized yet, because in the film industry you have unions in pretty much
any entertainment.
Entertainment industry there are unions, and a lot of businesses in general, like a lot of different professions, there are unions.
Knowing what I do, makes sense. But
so it's just so surprising that there isn't a major union in the gaming industry yet. So it's weird. And so she's saying it's time. You guys got to do this. Why haven't you done this yet? Stop getting taken advantage of. And she was, highlighting a lot of examples like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Rockstar Games in general, and the Telltale layoffs and whatnot.
And the suffering of Mass Effect Andromeda.
I feel like that had less to do with unions and overwork.
It hurt my soul.
I was just gonna bring it up just because
whenever he can.
Whenever I can, I'm gonna bring it up. Till the day I die.
But yeah, piggybacking off of this particular story was another pretty big story. That's kind of in the same area.
Yeah.
So Giacomo already mentioned it. A lot of people got laid off from Activision Blizzard. Around 800.
Look at that face.
A little bit less
Look
than
at
800.
that face, dude. Like, he smiles like, yeah, I fired those people so I can make more money.
This individual right here is Bobby Kotick. He is the CEO of Activision Blizzard. And Game Workers Unite, which is another sort of labor thing. They're not particularly a union, but they are kind of a organization, as they said here on. And they took to Twitter, and they want this man fired. Fire him.
Yeah, look at that, dude. I'm telling you,
that is the face of evil right there.
Dude, he has the face of Kirby. But if he had a nose.
You know what he kind of reminds me of is
What's up? Tell me, baby. Tell me your problems.
The head of the FCC, Ajit Pai.
Which one?
Ajit Pai?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So Ajit Pai has a very punchable face.
He looks like he farted. Like when he smiles, he farted, and he just crop dusted a bunch of people as he talks. I swear he has that face when he smiles. I'm serious. I'm sorry.
I think I can kind of see it. But yeah, this is the CEO of Activision Blizzard, and they want him fired. So they took to social media and they said a lot of things. They're very angry, particularly because of the 800 employees that got laid off.
Dude, they should be more worried about like selling the the red side dot for $1. There should be wrecking.
That isn't exactly Blizzard, but it is Activision.
It's Activision. Yeah. So,
but yeah, they said a lot of things. So let's go to their Twitter real quick.
Woo!
They have like the whole thing. So they have a petition going on as well, which I think is still going. It wants to open the petition.
Anyways.
Go. Yeah, it's still going. They got a lot of signatures. 3,747 out of 4,000.
Are you going to sign your petition on screen?
Damn, son.
Do you want me to? I don't want people to see my email. But yeah, you can go. You can actually go here and sign this petition.
Just like blur it out later.
That's a lot of work. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy person.
The screen doesn't move.
But yeah, so this is where it starts. It says upending 800 workers' lives while raking in millions in bonuses for you and your C-suite buddies isn't leadership, it's theft. We, the workers of Activision and their friends, have had enough. Join us in saying that it's time to #fire Bobby Kotick. And then they
fish shit
from all different nations. The 800 workers who helped with the community. No, this one wasn't that. But this part right here, this part was pretty important. So Bobby Kotick has been raking in $30 million a year as Activision CEO. That massive income doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from the labor of his employees. Kotick's wealth is built from the stolen wages of his workers. And there was also like bonuses to CFO and like kind of like the executives in there. So like the $15 million in bonuses to the executives, and they're all of a sudden, firing or laying off all these people because like they can't. They're saying they can't afford to pay for it, which is also crazy because they're deprioritizing initiatives that didn't meet expectations. That was one of the key things that they said here, right? 775 workers that got fired, but they reported record revenues.
Right, they made more money.
Yeah, they made way more money than they ever have, and they're saying that they didn't meet expectations, and now they're laying off people as a deprioritizing of initiatives.
It's shady.
Really shady.
It's shady as fuck.
And then you have the money to pay $30 million a year to Bobby Kotick, and then you have the money to pay $15 million in bonuses to the executives.
No, I mean, that's $15 million, dude. That's just chump change. Just fuck the work. It just, we need to give ourselves more money. So...
Anyway, so they said here, it's disgusting to hear Kotick boasting about record revenues for the company, then announcing an 8% staffing cut in the next breath. He was especially proud to announce the 9% bump to stockholder values. Their stock went up too, yeah. The 9% comes from our labor. And there was one funny thing that they said here. So $30 million. Let me see.
Do they really mention it?
So basically, essentially what they said was, with the insane amount of pay, again, he is the highest paid, one of the highest paid CEOs in. With his insane pay, it's enough to pay full wages for all 800 of the labor. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. He's making a lot of money and then kind of destroying people's lives.
It's not enough. He needs more money.
I don't know. It's crazy. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments and all that.
Depressing.
It's really sad because like we keep hearing about all these people getting laid off. It's not.
Yeah, this year has been a big one for layoffs.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
like so many workers, and it really sucks. And this is why game workers should start unionizing. But yeah, it's really shitty. It's not a stable industry right now the way it is until they start unionizing. It's just not stable, and you're just going to constantly get taken advantage of. And then all these big executives are going to make tons of money, and then you're going to want to punch this guy in the face, and you're going to want to punch Ajit Pai in the face, even though he has nothing to do with this. But yeah.
Or smell his farts as he walks across from you.
Yeah. You're going to be smelling Ajit Pai's farts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
God.
But like, this is like a bad year, how to start 2019 for most people.
Yeah,
because like if you think about like
Happy New Year, you don't have a job anymore.
it sucks if you think about it. It just.
All I have to say is I'm glad I'm not a game developer. But I don't make money, right? I don't really make any money.
For the longest time, I wanted to be like something related with a video game.
Yeah.
Like, and then my thought came was I should be a video game developer. But
who knows now?
After growing up and seeing what's been going on with the gaming industry, it's like, it's not a very stable job.
Yeah. That might be your time if they unionize.
Yeah, they unionize.
If they unionize.
Better go back to college, start learning game development.
Nah, dude.
And then join a union.
Nah, that's what got YouTube.
Okay,
but if you guys are planning on joining a union, you can let us know at what's our email, Giacomo?
Our email is heywe'replaying@gmail.com.
What's that?
HeyWeReplaying@gmail.com.
Yeah, you could send us your experiences in the gaming industry if you decide to want to go in there, or you can send us questions or topics for us to talk about on the podcast. You want to say something, Arnold?
Why? What? Why? What was the point of that? Excuse me? Why?
What?
Never mind.
We're announcing our email for everybody.
But it's never mind. I'm
And if you're not already subscribed to our podcast, to our YouTube channel, please do so and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Podbean, or any of your preferred podcasting apps. Like Spotify, Google Play. We'll probably get to Stitcher eventually. I've just been too lazy to.
I've never heard of that one. Stitcher.
Really? Stitcher Radio? Wow.
It's popular.
Yeah.
But we are on Spotify. We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes. We're on pretty much most podcasting services.
I only use Spotify to listen to all my stuff. Like
Arnold does mostly use Spotify.
He's a Spotify man.
Yeah, I love Spotify.
I used to use Podcast Addict.
I used to use that too.
I know a lot of people like using Pocket Casts.
I just use the podcast app on my phone.
If for streaming music, I used to use Pandora, and then I found Spotify and it was like the best thing ever. But like if they ever create a better music streaming thing, and that's like very like optimized, like as well as Spotify, I'll probably use it. It's
gonna be hard for a new competitor in that market, though.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. I would not. I'm paying $14 a month for this family thing. I wish just the rates were a bit lower. That's all I asked for.
But like with the current economy and everything and how streaming services have been going, they're just going to keep going higher.
Yeah, no, but just
Netflix keeps getting more expensive.
More reason. Yeah, Hulu.
Yeah.
Hulu's been like up there also.
More reasons to steal your friends' logins.
If you pay for your own streaming service subscription, let us know in the comments and send us an email about that.
It's the best because I own one and I have leeches, but I leech off my sister's Hulu account.
Well, I leech off of Timothy's also. I leech off his Crunchyroll and I leech off his.
So I leech off his Spotify. He leeches off of all my other streaming services.
Well, okay, the thing is, I barely use Netflix. I only leech off Crunchyroll. So
that's true. I barely use Netflix.
So like it's hand in hand. The only watch it is I'm watching. That's what I forgot to mention. I was watching The Punisher. On Netflix.
Yeah, you guys are watching that.
I'm not watching it. Arnold is.
I'm watching it, and it's. I like it. I like the way it's going. I'm in the first season. I completely thought I'll watch The Punisher, with the Daredevil thing, but I guess it's a different one. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's the same Punisher.
Well, obviously,
you're just getting more in depth. It's just focused on the Punisher.
Yeah. So. I like it. I'm invested in it. I'm like 7 episodes in. So yeah.
Okay. Well, give us a rating on all our podcasting services and all that stuff because it helps, and then send us topics to our email and whatnot, and we'll catch you guys next week.
It helps a lot, please. Wait, what shot? What shot are you on?